January 21st school board meeting for Giles County Public Schools to order. At this time, if you will please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time I need to ask the board to approve the January 21st agenda with the following amendments. We're going to move presentations prior to public comments on the agenda, if that's all right with the board.
I move to approve the agenda with the modification as presented by Dr. Arbogast.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? At this time, we need to do our reorganizational meeting. This is the time that we do that. So we need to open the floor for nominations for chair. So the floor is open for nominations for chair at this time.
I nominate Mr. Buckland to be chair.
Got a nomination of Mr. Buckland for chair. Are there any other nominations? Not hearing any. We will close the floor for nominations for chair of the Giles County Public School Board, and we will take a vote now. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? You're abstaining, I assume. But
Yeah, I am abstaining.
thank you. I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Buckland.
All right. Next item on the agenda of the organizational meeting is the election of the vice chair. I will open the floor for nominations for vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Philip Pennington.
Second.
We have Mr. Pennington nominated and seconded for vice chair. Any other nominations? All right, I will close the floor to nominations. Any discussion on Mr. Pennington's nomination? Hearing none. All those in favor of Mr. Pennington being vice chair, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Did you abstain, Mr. Pennington?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 4-0, abstention by Mr. Pennington. The next item on the agenda is the day of the week in time for the regular meetings, which I believe, is it the third Thursday of the month? And we have been alternating between 4:30 and 6.
I think it's 6.
4:30 and 6. Does anyone, with that in mind, would anyone like to make a motion for our normal regular meeting time?
So moved.
All right. Got a motion and a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. The next motion is the appointment of clerk and deputy clerks. Ms. Tickle is currently our clerk, and I would presume that we would want her to serve in that capacity again. So I'll open floor a nomination for clerk.
Nominate Ms. Tickle for clerk.
All right.
Second.
All right. Got a motion, a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Ms. Tickle is our clerk. Congratulations again. And I believe Dr. Arbogast is the deputy clerk to take minutes in Ms. Tickle's absence. Can I get a motion to appoint Dr. Arbogast as deputy clerk?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All right. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Dr. Arbogast is the deputy clerk by 5-0 vote. Superintendent's designee, previously that's been Ms. Mustaine. Is that your request, Dr. Arbogast?
I would ask the board to continue that.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to appoint Ms. Mustaine as Dr. Arbogast Superintendent's designee to act when he is unavailable or absent.
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Do you want to?
Do presentations now.
Yeah,
Just have to
good.
stand here and do it.
All right, yes.
Unless they're here. At this time, I would like to take the opportunity to recognize two individuals. I'm not sure that they were able to be here with us this evening, but I still want to make sure that they are recognized. First, I want to take the opportunity to recognize our school transportation employee of the month for January 2025, and that's Mary Dalton. I don't believe she was able to. And our school nutrition employee of the month for January, we'd like to recognize Robin Williams. So congratulations.
Did you want to make a comment before?
I can if you would like.
Yeah. Let's,
Good evening. All of you know me very well, and you know that I'm not a person that's going to say a whole lot of stuff unless I feel that I need to. So please bear with me for a few minutes. As an educator completing my 34th year of service in the Commonwealth of Virginia, with 28 of them proudly being here in Giles County. In my capacity as administrator at Nares High School, where I started out, to now here at the school board office, where I've had the opportunity to serve as 21 years as the division superintendent. I've always tried to do what was right. I've tried to be professional in every conversation I've had with whoever it was with, a parent, staff member, student, doesn't matter. I've tried to look out for the best interests of everybody, the students and the staff members of each of our schools. I want all the staff members in Giles County Public Schools to know this. From the bottom of my heart, I think you all are an outstanding group of individuals to work with on a daily basis, both here at the school board office and within our schools. We may not have agreed on everything. Is that correct, Sonia?
That's correct.
During our conversations, but we have always worked together for the best interests of our school system. Please know that you all are the best teachers out there, and do not let anybody tell you any different. We have done a lot of good things for our schools and our students in Giles County in general. So it's come to my attention that I'm at the point in my career that I need to take care of myself and I need to make a change. As I've shared, the past 21 years as superintendent have been a great ride and a great run for me here in Giles County. And I appreciate, again, more than you know it, the staff members here and the work that you all in the school system and the work that you all do on a daily basis. With that, I want to announce that I will be tendering my letter of retirement without cause as a superintendent for Giles County Public Schools effective July 1st, 2025. Folks, I appreciate it. Y'all are a great group to be associated with.
I just want to make this statement on behalf of the board. Dr. Arbogast has served over 2 decades as superintendent of Giles County Public Schools with the utmost professionalism, dedication, and concern for all students and employees. He's spearheaded increased employee compensation to reward our hardworking educators and staff. He's initiated a capital improvement program to modernize our buildings to provide safe and comfortable learning environment for years to come. Dr. Arbogast established educational programs and initiatives that will increase achievement and benefit students and teachers also for years to come. As he finishes his tenure, his service will be properly celebrated by this system. The board will conduct an exhaustive search for a successor to carry on Dr. Arbogast's legacy of professionalism and dedication to our students and employees. With that, we'll go on to public comment.
I'll make the Dr. Arbogast.
All right, with that, we'll move on to public comments. We will, again, please conduct that with decorum. We have a 4-minute time limit, and Ms. Diana Blanton is first.
Good afternoon. My name is Diana Blanton. I'm the current president of the Giles Education Association. This is my second time in my career as GA president. I've been a teacher in Giles County since 2000. I love my job. It is my calling. Because I love my job, I feel compelled to serve as GEA president. Part of the reason that I love my job is the environment of the school system that has been established and maintained by our division superintendent, Dr. Terry Arbogast. I say all this because it's hard not to make what I'm saying personal. I'm here to speak on behalf of GEA, but for me, my service to GEA is deeply personal. Because of my decades of experience in the school system as a teacher and union leader, I've interacted with Dr. Arbogast a great deal. I wanted to take this opportunity to offer some words of gratitude. I want to thank Dr. Arbogast for treating teachers as highly educated professionals. I want to thank Dr. Arbogast for putting safety at the forefront. I want to thank Dr. Arbogast for leading with a calm dignity that maintains order and structure. I want to thank Dr. Arbogast for listening. His door is always open. I want to thank Dr. Arbogast for being the utmost professional to represent our school system. I want to thank Dr. Arbogast for his support in facilitating some of the most substantial salary increases for teachers and staff in recent history of our county. And I want to thank Dr. Arbogast for providing countless opportunities for our students to succeed. A superintendent determines the trajectory of a school system. Our public schools are vital not only to our students' education right now, but the entire future success of the county. The mission of GEA is advancing quality instruction and curriculum, adequate funding, and excellent working conditions for Giles County public school employees. The GEA would like to provide any help or insight we can to contribute to the stability of the school system. As we begin the search for a new superintendent, we would request to be involved in that process. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, we have Ms. Sonia Radford.
Good afternoon. I'm Sonia Radford. For those who don't know me, I'm actually speaking as an individual this afternoon, even though I am a member of the GEA. I can't speak highly enough of Dr. Arbogast. Worked very closely with him over the last 21 years. In fact, you hired me. Real smart move. So there have been a lot of times that we have worked towards things that we have not been able to get immediately, but Dr. Arbogast has always consistently worked on those. I know that when we were going through the RIF, however many years ago it was, that was a very hard and trying time for him, but he went to each individual person personally and addressed that issue. Regardless of what your feelings are on COVID, he did lead us through that based on the guidelines that the state and federal and the local policies were based on, and he did it with dignity and grace. We have increased our programs. We asked for and requested a reading specialist. We ended up with several of those. I know that on your agenda should be math specialist as well. One thing that Dr. Arbogast has always done, has worked slowly and consistently behind the door to make sure all of the things are done correctly so that there's any misstep or something that could potentially go wrong. And without a doubt, we've received one of the highest pay raises across the state that we've ever received, and that was under Dr. Arbogast's leadership. And, that was a long, drawn-out haul. If you remember at the time, 12% or bust, okay? So, and he listened to me. And some of us actually got more than that. So for that, we appreciate that. We are, the last couple of days have been a whirlwind for those of us as soon as this hit the airwaves of Giles County. It's been a whirlwind of how did this happen? Why did this come about? Was this handled in a professional manner? What was the decision that led to the rumors that were going around? And as we move forward, we do want to be involved in the search of a superintendent that's going to continue leading us and, questions of what happens to our comprehensive plan, what happens to the curriculum accreditation that is coming down from the state, where do those things go from now? We've had clubs and organizations in the last couple of years that have taken off under his leadership and his support with the funding, and we have kids that are going to California, we have kids to go to New York, we have kids that go all over this country, and they are being recognized and supported, and that support is coming from him, so where is that going to go, and how far is it going to go? Are we going to keep going this way? I caution you to use sound reasoning and judgment, and maintain your emotions and your attitude towards each other as you make these future judgments, because this impacts every citizen of Giles County. Not just every employee, but every citizen of Giles County. And we need to think about what's best for all and not personal reasons. Thank you.
All right, and next is Gretchen Hagee.
I'm Gretchen Carlson Hagee. I've been a special ed teacher here in the county for this is my 16th year. And I'm speaking today in support of Dr. Terry Arbogast in response to the news of your decision to terminate his contract and leading to the announcement of his retirement. I have experienced Dr. Arbogast's leadership to be careful, thoughtful, considerate, and supportive of staff, teachers, and students. I believe that he has navigated difficult situations through gathering all available information and deliberately evaluating options. In my opinion, he is not someone who makes knee-jerk decisions or who is swayed by personal agendas. I believe that he listens and considers all information provided by stakeholders, including employees, including students, before making decisions. Dr. Arbogast has worked to support initiatives that have improved the educational opportunities available to all of our students. I am very concerned that the action taken by this board may be a function of individuals that consider Dr. Arbogast to be a barrier to personal or political agendas. It seems possible to me that there is a desire to make changes that he may not support, and that the goal is to remove his opposition. It also appears possible that he has become a designated scapegoat for some of the issues and problems faced by the school system. Although he is responsible for the overall administration of Giles County Public Schools, there are certainly situations where he does not bear sole responsibility for the actions of individuals. He is tasked with responding to challenges using best practices, including high standards, fairness, reasonable solutions, and legal requirements, and I believe he has done that very well. I recognize that I do not have all the information that this board uses to make decisions. The individuals on this board have been elected by the citizens of Giles County to act on our behalf to make the very best decisions that they can to create a school system that meets the needs of all of our students. Employees, students, and the citizens of Giles County deserve to understand the reasons that you have taken this action. As usual in situations like this, there are many rumors and theories regarding your motivations. These rumors are serving to create conflict in our county, something that only interferes with all of us working together to serve our students. You are required by your position to demonstrate professionalism, which in this situation includes treating everyone involved with respect. Additionally, you must be as transparent as possible regarding the factors that are motivating any decisions that will affect the stakeholders of the Giles County Public Schools. Thank you.
Next, we have Ms. Tanis Campbell.
Is not merely about administration. It is about vision, dedication, and the unwavering commitment to our children's future. I would like to thank our superintendent, who has consistently demonstrated these qualities, advocated for our students, collaborated with teachers, and engaged with parents to create an enriched learning environment. Our superintendent has made it a point to know and meet every single staff person when they are hired. He literally knows all our names, as well as our football teams. There has never been a time that I have not seen him in our schools walking down the hall and asked each one of us that he sees how we're doing. My question is, how often are our board members in our schools getting to know the staff and the kids that attend? He genuinely cares about our school system and our community. He has dedicated more than 20 years to our county specifically. He consistently has put his best foot forward to represent our county with professionalism and use his extensive knowledge to help our schools thrive in not only in our county, but in the state level as well. We owe it to our students and our community to stand for transparency and fairness as he has demonstrated this daily. We must ask ourselves, what message does having our superintendent's type of leadership send to our students? It shows them that hard work and dedication are important, that caring for people, no matter what stage they are in life or what job they do, matters. That leadership cannot be silenced in the face of uncertainty and what may or may not be popular. I know I want to impart this type of legacy not only in my own children, but I want to impart it in our schools with my students in my classroom. What message does having some board members type of leadership send? It shows that using a position to get what you want and using status to manipulate those decisions is how our county makes decisions. We are here today to advocate for accountability, not only for those who lead, but for those who decide our county's fate. If there are concerns regarding performance or conduct of our leadership, let them be brought forth in a manner that allows for discussion, growth, and resolution. Please do not go behind the very people that voted you in and make decisions that affect us all. We must ensure that our educational leaders are held to high standards, but we must also ensure that they are treated with respect and dignity.
In the spirit of unity and purpose, I urge each of you to reflect on the implications of decisions that not only affect one side of our county or yourself specifically. Our board's responsibility is to ensure that the schools in our district are responsive to the needs and values of the community by setting policies, allocating resources, and making sure we meet our goals for our students. Let us stand together not only for our superintendent, but for the values of fairness and integrity that we wish to instill in our children. Our community and much more our kids deserve better than making decisions behind our backs. Our community deserves a dialogue based on trust and respect. Together, we can ensure that our schools remain a place where leadership thrives, where voices are heard, and where every child has an opportunity to succeed. Thank you, Dr. Arbogast, for all you do for Giles County. You are appreciated more than you realize.
Mrs. Ann Wheeler.
Good afternoon. I'm Ann Timberlake Wheeler, a retired 32-year veteran teacher of Giles County Public Schools. During my career, I had the privilege of working under the leadership of 8 principals, 9 assistant principals, and 4 superintendents, all of whom were very good and unmatched by surrounding school systems. Teaching and coaching students throughout our county was an exhilarating honor. I've personally served on numerous boards of directors throughout the NRV representing Giles County for civic and social groups, along with community and educational foundations. Giles County is recognized for its leadership and creative programs like ACE, Recovery Court, and tourism, and participation in regional economic development. I have observed the high regard and admiration that many colleagues and peers hold for Dr. Terry Arbogast. He is a reserved gentleman who is always thoughtful, kind, considerate, and fair. You may not always agree with Dr. Arbogast on every issue, but he has always maintained an open door policy where he is willing to listen and discuss the situations as they arise. He calmly answers questions and explains avenues to resolve issues. Above all, Dr. Arbogast completes each task with integrity and professionalism. In August, the members of this board rewarded him with a 3-year contract extension after an exemplary evaluation.
Yep.
When a buyout proposal for his contract was presented, suddenly Dr. Arbogast must choose either resign or retire, whatever you want to call it, or termination, leaving the tax-paying citizens of Giles County to assume the expenses. Many current citizens and employees would like to express their ideas on this matter, but they are afraid to jeopardize their careers due to retaliation if they should come forward. It is time for Giles County citizens to perform due diligence and insist that you as a board work together and put the educational needs of all children as top priority. After all, Isn't education supposed to be centered around the successes and achievements of the kids who are Giles County's finest commodity and our future stakeholders here in Virginia's Mountain Playground? Dr. Arbogast, thank you for all you have done. You're well beloved.
Thank you, Mr. Wood.
Mr. Sam Wright.
For you all that don't know me, my name is Sam Wright. I've currently spent the past 15 years in the Giles County School Division. First as a long-term sub at Neris High School. I've been a science teacher at Giles High School, coaching football, coaching track. I've been a coach at the recreational level. I'm a husband of a teacher, and I'm a parent of 2 students that go to Mason McCarrick. Mr. Dr. Arbogast, I would like to personally thank you for allowing me to do all these things and all these previously mentioned things. You have allowed my family to be an integral part of this community. And for 28 years, our superintendent has been a calm, steady, professional leader. He has continually led Giles County Public Schools with dignity and grace. He has always put his students' and employees' interests above his. He has always fought for his employees, refusing to be bullied by the people with outside agendas. He has kept his emotional thoughts to himself and remained neutral for the benefits of all. Because of these things, during his last evaluation, he was given exemplary marks by the board presented before us. He has been a true professional in every sense of the word. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, your job as an elected official is to provide the best opportunity for all of Giles County students and school system employees. Your job is to lead Giles County Public Schools into the future with an unbiased perspective. Your job is to make Giles County Public Schools a place that attracts the very best teachers and creates a sense of pride for all involved in our educational system. As an employee and mostly as a parent of Giles County Public School System, I've had to remain silent throughout many different occurrences. I have watched in silence as the school board has created a serious divide in this county.
Yes.
Never, at no point in this 15-year career have I ever felt the anger and resistance versus the East versus the West. There is no Giles and there is no Nyers County. We are all Giles County Public Schools. And we are so much better when we work together. But this board has continually fought against working with each other and has created an ever-increasing divide. The one consistent mediator has been our superintendent. Our superintendent is the leader of our public educational system. As an employee and a parent of Giles County Public School System, I have remained silent when current school board members have publicly made false statements regarding tragedy, blaming our school system for the tragedy instead of asking for the truth. I have witnessed school board members asking parents about events and never one time calling an administrator of that school to see what the truth is. We have too many Facebook bullies.
Yes.
Our superintendent is often seen wandering the halls of the respective schools, all schools. He communicates with his staff and checks in to make sure we are doing okay. He will shake your hand when walking down the hall. He knows you by name. His presence is the one that is with us. He knows his staff and he knows their room numbers. He knows what subjects they teach. I cannot say the same about the school board members.
Yes.
As a board, your job is to create a system of trust and transparency. I have not always agreed with the decisions of the board, and I do not want to be the person who has to make these decisions. However, the recent events have destroyed the trust that he has fought 28 years to create. Staff and personnel now see that even with years of excellence and exemplary marks, bias and a vote can completely derail what we have worked so hard for. Giles County Public Schools are hurting. Giles County Public Schools are mourning. Dr. Arbogast, thank you for being the one true character that has led us for the past 28 years.
Next, we have Jeannie Dudding.
It's going to be a hard act to follow. Good afternoon, members of the board, administration, and guests. My name is Jeannie Dudding, and I'm one of the ag teachers at Giles High School. I'm here today to say thank you to Dr. Terry Arbogast. I believe I was hired in Giles the same year that Dr. Arbogast became superintendent. I worked for 8 years under the great leadership of Dr. Greg Brown, Mr. Jason Mills, Mr. Forrest Fowler, and Dr. Arbogast. I left for 10 years but remained working in Giles County as the agriculture agent with Virginia Cooperative Extension. My role with Extension allowed me to still work with programming within the school system. And Dr. Arbogast was always very in support of that partnership. I honestly never thought I would return to the classroom. I had been approached to return to the classroom multiple times and by other counties as well. Although I declined each time, I always said I would never work in any other school system except Giles. And I've worked in a couple others earlier in my career. In spring of 2022, there was an opportunity to come home to GHS. For many reasons, I feel I was called back to serve the students within my program. It was not an easy decision to make because honestly, who really wants to come into education right now?
Right.
A huge part of it was that I knew the leadership within the school system. Ms. Bogus, Mr. White, and Dr. Arbogast, and I knew that they would give me their full support and always have my back, even with the sometimes out of the norm ideas I come up with to provide students amazing opportunities. And Shelley, so far I've kept it within the U.S. boundaries. When I think of all that I know that has been accomplished in just the 2.5 years since my return, there's a lot to be proud of. Most everyone knows about athletics and academic successes, so I'm going to hit on some of the intracurricular and non-traditional extracurricular programs. Within just my FFA program, we have had students competing successfully at the state and national level, bringing home several accolades, including soils teams headed to Oklahoma, a national level creed speaking and extemporaneous public speaker who represented us in Massachusetts this past fall, students showing livestock at national major shows, including a recent reserve champion at the State Fair of Virginia, not to mention little successes like students traveling outside of Giles County and to Indianapolis and to experience the National FFA Convention, seeing the bigger world outside of Giles County that they may not get through traditional methods. We have students headed to Richmond just this week to meet with our governor and meet with our legislators and learn how to stand up for themselves when it comes to policy making. I could go on about my kids, but I also want to hit on others, including the Strong Ag program at Nares High School under Ms. Waldney, especially with her new fisheries and wildlife class. The huge success of TSA students from all of the schools, winning at the state level and competing nationally. A thriving and award-winning theater program at both high schools. The development of the Kindness Closet in Wave Haven. Our GHS FCCLA team competing at nationals, which has been the first time in a long time that I know of. Our arts program, our band, our choir programs at all schools, and all the experiences they provide our students. And I know I have left out many of my colleagues and many of the successes, but all of these are outlets and places and programs for students to find a home, to find a family within their school experience, especially for those that may not be inclined towards athletics. Dr. Arbogast, those of us who carry on the day-to-day operations in our school may be the boots on the ground, but your leadership and support have been crucial to these successes and many more. All of these would not have been possible without you. Due to this announcement today, the morale in our school system is very low and very scared. And as you know, the morale in a workplace is crucial to its success. You will be missed greatly by the majority. I thank you for all that you have done and your support through my career as a teacher and extension agent. You have done great things for this school system, and there is no question about that. Thank you for your time.
Katrina.
Okay.
Katrina, but.
Okay. Katrina, I understand Barbara's going to speak for you, so
I'm reading this on behalf of my coworker, Katrina Ori, and my friend. Dear SBO board members, I come to you today and simply trying to understand the decision and the basis of your decision concerning our superintendent, Dr. Arbogast. I have worked with Dr. Arbogast for many, many years, 20 in the school system and the last 7 at the SBO on a daily basis. He has always treated me with respect and professionalism and does not hesitate to question things concerning buses, finances, and cafeteria issues. Why? Because it's his job. We are always very thorough and make sure that invoices are paid in a timely manner and that mistakes do not happen. In addition, we have been through many audits together over the years and always do the very best we can to ensure that any questions or suggestions are addressed immediately. He has a tremendous amount of knowledge and experience when it comes to budgeting and finance. He is very dedicated to his position and his work family. He is usually the first one in the building and the last one to leave. He attends countless meetings, traveling all over to obtain the best knowledge and do what is best to make our schools better. His dedication and knowledge concerning his position cannot be questioned. His loyalty to Giles County Public School is like very few I've ever known. Have I always agreed with him? Absolutely not. Katrina will tell you she's like a little drill sergeant. When he sent myself and another coworker home during COVID because they thought we were exposed, I was livid. Neither of us had time to be off work. You know this because Katrina Ori is a worker. She does not have time to drink coffee. It didn't matter who you were or that it was the worst possible timing. We were sent home. We have not always agreed on payment of invoices or school employees who do not follow policy or procedure, but we come to a decision together and abided by the rules. I can't imagine being in a position where I have to rely so heavily on other staff and then be held accountable for their work or the lack of it. Seriously, can you imagine? I know that Dr. Arbogast and his family will be the winners. Absolutely. And all of this, in the long run, the Lord will take care of him. And I truly believe that. I'm very honored to call him my friend. Thank you for your time as I'm simply trying to understand Katrina Ori, my friend, co-worker in the finance office. We're not the educators, but we're the people in the back. Okay.
and Barbara, yeah, go.
Yeah, and I'm next. So. And I lost my first page.
Take your time.
Okay, thank you. So, I'm Barbara Perkins. I'm the mother of 2 children that's gone through Giles County schools. My husband was born and raised here. I was not. But I stayed because I loved it here. And I quit a career job with Food Line many years ago so that I could be home. And I come to the Giles County schools. And I'll start over. Thank you for your service on this board, that you make decisions in the best interest of our children, the students. My children was there. Your service is appreciated, but you got this one wrong.
Yeah.
to say I was devastated is such an understatement. My phone rang. I received many emails from texts from retirees, employees. Another school division contacted me, and they all are devastated at the same question. Is this true? I hope not. My thoughts exactly. I guess they thought I would know something since I've been here 28 years as well. I guess they thought I would know. I did not. I do not. I do not know to this day. I was traveling on Thursday to visit my grandson, which Terry wished me well on my trip, as he always does. I could not intake the shock. Truthfully, I still remain that way this minute. I cannot get my work done. If you don't get your W-2 or your 1095 on time. It seems funny, but it's not.
No, it's not.
I can't handle it. I don't know really how I'll do it. I've always had the W-2s out before now. I couldn't work till yesterday. I couldn't work today. I can't function. Anyway, on my way to my trip to see my grandson, which is a 9-hour drive, I thought about turning around. My husband said, we'll go back. He encouraged me to go back. We was already 4 hours down the road. As I stand here today, I remain as shocked and devastated. I've been coming in this office for nearly 28 years. Never have I spoken at a board meeting. I barely have attended very few, and I probably won't be back. I do feel you should know the great positive impact he has had on the board office, the schools, the students, the staff, the parents, the grandparents, aunts, uncles, and friends. The whole entire community is always in his best interest. I've never seen it not. He has been an employee of the Giles County Schools for nearly 28 years. 28 years. He has been coming in and out of this building for nearly 23 years. As I said, I've been coming in and out of it for 28. He's been the superintendent nearly 21 years, the longest serving superintendent in the Commonwealth of Virginia. That, and it really is. He started his career as a teacher, then assistant superintendent, and then principal, then testing supervisor. Testing supervisor combined with assistant superintendent, 2 jobs in one. And then he has become the superintendent. He has had direct experience in all roles. He didn't climb to the top all at once, so he knows what all roles it takes to do the job. I've always witnessed the utmost professionalism. He is always open and listens. Not only listens, but he truly, truly cares. Just a few things that Terry has accomplished that no other county in the Southwest Virginia, and maybe the whole Commonwealth, of coordination of benefits with the county of Giles. Jay, you may have served on the board then. He was back in 1415. It saved the money tremendous and continues to save the county and school board tremendous amount of money by being self-insured. I didn't like the idea at the time. It caused me more work, still does. But it provided not only the saving of money for the county and the school board, I've seen that it helped people quit paying out $950. Some employees were paying $1,200 for family coverage and health insurance. It was not affordable. They did this together, and I give Terry all the credit. I give both boards the credit. I give Chris McClarty credit. Credit is due where it's due. It helped people on both sides and still does today. I've been in area and regional VRS meetings, workers' comp people. They all want to know, how does that work? Because there's no other school board that works with their county that holds the purse strings. They don't. They don't do it. Over here. Over here's your man. So I'm not going to get to the next, because I'm going to enjoy my next 5 months with him and figure out how I can help the next person. This credit has been given to Terry. He is consistent. He is honest. And he not only listens to everyone, but he cares. Maybe I already said that. He attempts to accommodate you if and when reasonable. I've never met a human like him. I just not. I was raised by a coal miner with a 4th grade education. I'm here to tell you I've never met a man like him. I'm sure, not even a preacher. Not done it, no. He's got it. I assure you, he has done way more good for the Giles County school system than anyone else ever would be able to do going forward, especially the rest of my tenure. I mean, there's no way I can see anything. any better. The transition should have been smooth and it should have been positive. It will certainly take many, many years to rebound because the negative effects will affect us all and last for a very long time. He has the knowledge and the rules and regulations of every single department. I might as well work in a bank. I don't know anything about education or reading to students. I have no idea, but he does. It affects us all. It affects us all. His kindness has helped so many, and this is not about me, but just an example of how he has helped me with his kindness. His kindness, he has helped me get through the loss of my dad, my mom, my brother, and 2 close aunts. And most recently, our best friend and co-worker that did a lot for this board, Tricia Young, for 25 years. She was exceptional. She was my friend growing up. I rode her dad's school bus. She was a rock. We all worked together. We were like the 3 Musketeers. We was a team. We were strong, and we counted on each other. If she were here, she would help me with my words because she would know I need. She had an education. She would help me. She would help me to say the right things. I'm not sure I've said them in the right order or the right thing. But I could go on and on and on and on. I'm about done. With all the positive things that he has done and accomplished in this system, I would like to go on and on. Call me. Come sit in my office before 8 and after 4, please. Whatever the issue was, I feel certain it could have been corrected. This is not the way it should have went down. No. This was your decision. This was your vote. I will continue to work just as hard as I was raised. I will work just as hard as I was raised, and I will work just as hard for he was leaving us behind. Yes, he's leaving me behind. I can see with representation here today that he is fully supported. Does not surprise me. Update today, that was what I wrote earlier. 2/18 today, Dr. Arbogast formally shared with us here at the board office of his decision to retire at the end of the school year. I am so very happy for him. I really am. But together, we were counting down our years together. But I know he deserves my support. He deserves all support. Hey, happy early retirement. With your wife, wonderful wife, your parents, as a mother, I can only know how much she's so proud of you. She's so proud of you. She is so proud of you. I'm proud of you. But you spend your time on this is great, really. If you stand back and look at it, I've talked to my husband, I don't know, too many times today, he says. But it is about, we know how short life is with Tricia and everything. So you enjoy your wife. You enjoy your parents. You enjoy life. You go to that golf course and I don't play golf. I go out there. That's what true life is very about. I'm truly, truly happy for you. There is absolutely no better person than you. You deserve to be happy and congratulated. And all that you have accomplished all these years, congratulations. I miss you already. And I am sorry for us. God bless you.
All right, that concludes public comment. Next we'll move on to consent items.
Sorry, I signed up to speak.
Yes, she wasn't. Who?
Sarah.
Sarah. I'm sorry, I forgot to add you, Sarah. Come on. She was on there. I completely forgot. That's my fault.
That's okay. Difficult times. Good evening, I'm Sarah Shue, business owner. I also work for a local business. My son thrived under your leadership, Dr. Arbogast, at Giles County Public Schools. The last time I spoke at a school board meeting was regarding the COVID virus and how it was impacting our kids' ability to learn virtually. Now I am here to address a different kind of virus, one that is affecting our superintendent. those working in the school system, and has the potential to harm the education of our children and their futures. This virus is self-interest. I will take this opportunity to remind each board member of your oath. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Commonwealth of Virginia. Very important. I will faithfully and impartially discharge all the duties incumbent upon me as a school board member according to the best of my ability. Nowhere in your oath did you commit to serving your own personal agendas. Excuse my mispronunciation, personal agendas. Or perhaps your hatred of a leader who has nothing but ethical, respectful, and inspirational in how he has served our children and our community for 28 years. In all of my interactions with you, Dr. Arbogast, you have been inspirational. Whether it was regarding a concern with my son while he was in school who graduated this past school year, or my time on town council in Narrows, you have been nothing but respectful, engaged, considerate, and ethical. We are fortunate to have someone of Dr. Arbogast's caliber in our area. He could have left for better pay, I do imagine, and a lot less drama and headaches, but instead for 29 years, or 28, he has faithfully served our community. Not that long ago, you voted to extend his contract to 30 years of service. This seems in stark contrast to where we are today. Forcing someone to retire or to be terminated. Your actions have caused a hailstorm of misinformation, which is damaging to the reputation of an impeccable leader.
Yes.
I find this incredibly upsetting and frankly extremely sad. I do not work for the school system, obviously, but I have cried and cried over this situation. No wonder we don't have a lot of people wanting to work for this body or to serve on it. Our school situation is a house of cards or dominoes, which can easily fall apart or fall down should you pull out one important card, Dr. Arbogast. I recall from my time serving on council to support Dr. Arbogast. This is proof of the overwhelming respect and gratitude that I and most of your constituents that you represent for this man. I pray to God you will do what is right and just. I further pray that you will be convicted to stop your witch hunt and hold yourselves accountable instead of using your employee as a scapegoat for your failures. All are so carefully concealed that it will not be revealed, nor so hidden that it will not be made known. For that reason, whatever you have said in the dark will be heard in the light, and what you have whispered behind closed doors will be proclaimed from housetops or perhaps on social media. Think on this very carefully. One final thing, I encourage people to use FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, which allows any person to request access to government records, promoting transparency and accountability by enabling us to stay informed about your activities, acting as a check against corruption, and ensuring we, the public, your constituents, have the right to know how our elected officials operate, which could even potentially extend to your cell phone communications between members on this board. I urge you to prepare to be in the spotlight, should it be necessary to review the Code of Virginia 22.1-13, 22.1-72, and 22.1-79, the outline of how school board members in Virginia should conduct meetings along with other applicable codes. Dr. Arbogast, thank you for your service. Isn't enough. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Shelley Bogus and Lisa Mustang and to all the staff and teachers who keep our schools an excellent environment. That environment is now threatened.
Yes, yes, it is.
And again, all the respect.
December 18th, we've got our normal bills, our normal payroll, our normal revenue and expenditure reports, and then our appropriation request. In addition, one field trip. Can I get a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Consent items are approved. Dr. Arbogast.
Thank you. I've got some personnel contractual items I need to ask the board to approve at this time. Athletic coaching contracts, Tashina Tickle, Giles High School cheer coach, Jason Breeding, Giles High School girls basketball assistant, Daryl Lucas, Giles High School girls JV basketball head coach.
Can I get a motion to approve the athletic coaching contracts as presented by Dr. Arbogast?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
19th, 2024.
Can I get a motion to approve the resignations as presented by Dr. Arbogast?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
Assuming that the board's comfortable doing the next two without going to close.
Yes, sir.
Need to ask the board to approve the suspension of pay for 3 days for employee number 4959. And the suspension of pay, I guess you want to do them one at a time, probably.
Yes. Can I get a motion to approve the suspension of pay for 3 days for employee number 495?
See updates, new policies, et cetera, through that may arise from General Assembly action, or what's the updates, new policies, et cetera, through that may arise from General Assembly action, or whatever it might occur. So I need to ask the board to approve that policy service agreement so we can continue to work with them and receive those updates.
Can I get a motion to approve the policy services agreement that was in the agenda packet?
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
You also were provided two draft resolutions. I'll do them individually. And these were shared with you last week during our work session. First, I need to ask the board to approve the resolution for the Giles County School Board to declare its intention to reimburse itself from the proceeds of one or more financing for certain expenditures made and or to be made in connection with the acquisition, construction, and equipping of certain capital improvements. This is in regards to the literary funding that we have and be able to reimburse ourselves from the literary funds for our school capital projects that we have started and we'll start by the end of the school year.
Yeah, motion to approve the resolution that was in our packet and as presented by Dr. Arbogast.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
Second resolution I need to ask the board to approve is the resolution from the school board requesting the Board of Supervisors adopt a resolution authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds for school purposes. Again, this is for access to the literary fund, that sort of stuff with the school projects that are coming up. And will be provided back to bond counsel so they can continue the process.
Can I get a motion to approve the resolution that was draft resolution 2 in our agenda packet that was presented by Dr. Arbogast?
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
What was the total of those bonds?
This one, Mr. Williams, this is for the Macy project. It's $7,850,000.
This is just for Mason.
Yes, sir. but we'll have to do them after we go forward with the other project.
as we move along.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
We'll need to sign those before we leave this
Correct.
evening. The board of supervisors got a little deadline on it.
Also, at this time, you've been provided a copy of the VSBA Code of Conduct for school board members. So I ask that the board approve that at this time.
Okay, motion to approve the SBA Board of Conduct.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimously.
I think it needs signature.
Okay.
I think I just have to,
You gotta put yeah, and then I think you sign.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Misread that. We don't have to sign them. That was me looking funny on something. All right.
I'm gonna keep on going if you're all right.
Yes.
Enrollment, just make you aware, as of today, January 21st, our enrollment was 2,135 students. That's a decrease of 2 from what I shared with you back in December at the board meeting. That's 2,126 students in person and 9 virtual in county. We also have 1,521 Stride students that are our non-residential virtual students. So we have a total of 3,656 students. Giles High School, wanted to recognize their theater department. I know they went on their Virginia Thespian Festival 2025 trip last weekend, the 8th through the 11th. Had a great trip from what I understand. They went to workshops, one-act plays, college fairs, etc. They also had some students compete in the Thespian competitions in the areas of solo acting, solo musical theater, and short film. And they had a couple students that were recognized for that as well. Naomi Jeffers, solo musical theater, David Lucas short film, and Jaden Porter short film. They all brought home superior ratings. So congratulations to those students for their work. Correct me if I'm incorrect. I believe they're advancing to the national level as well. It's good luck to them, and it's more excitement. Look forward to that, to hear how they do there. Also like to recognize Narrows High School and congratulate their Scholastic Bowl team for winning the Pioneer District Championship. So congratulations for them. And the Narrows High School Theater Group also attended the same Thespian Festival as well that Giles High School did. They took their one-act play Nellie by Robert Stelz and performed it at the competition, from my understanding. And the Robert Stelz was actually in the audience when they performed it, from my understanding. So that's a pretty neat honor. So they had several students let me go back. Speaking of, out of 15 schools across the state competing for the coveted Chapter Select Award, Narrows High School's placed 4th. That includes schools ranging from Class 1 to Class 6 in VHSL, and they had several students receive Best Student Direction, Best Storytelling, and 4 acting awards. Cora Allen, Bryn Jones, and Hannah Farmer won All-Star Actors. Gracie Spicer won Top Actor. And they had several students compete in individual competitions called Thespies and have 3 receive superior ratings, and they've also advanced to the national level. That's Taylor Sowers, Memphis Wagner in the duet scene category, and Gracie Spicer in the solo acting category. So good luck to them, and best of luck to them. And let's see. I want to also recognize, I assume everybody knows this, I think I mentioned it last week, Governor Youngkin declared last week, January 12th through the 18th, as Virginia School Principals Appreciation Week. So I want to thank our principals again for all the work that they do for our schools and our students on a daily basis. What they do is greatly appreciated, and I want to thank them for that. And also want to recognize Sophie Taylor. She was extended an invitation on behalf of Attorney General Jason Miyares to attend a press conference where they will be highlighting and advocating for the principles of fairness, equality, and opportunity in women's sports through the Women's Sports Act. So that occurred, I believe, on January 15th. So I want to recognize her for that opportunity as well. That's a great opportunity for her to be a part of, and we thank her for taking place part in that. I guess the last action that I need to take this evening is I want to submit. This is, as I shared to begin with, this is my letter of retirement without cause effective July 1st, 2025. So I need to ask the board to approve that at this time.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the retirement?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Of course.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say that.
Aye.
Okay, so let's just do a roll call vote. Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Price?
Yeah,
Okay. Mr. Pennington?
but we're not voting, we're just approving his
Yeah,
letter.
Yeah, we just, yeah,
Approving.
Okay.
yeah. So you're nay on that, Ms. Gwen? And then I vote yay.
Well, wait, I wanna stop for a second. I
You're all,
accept your letter.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've got member comments coming up, we're good. I didn't see that as a vote, I saw that as an acceptance of his letter.
that's exactly what it was. You're just accepting the retirement.
That's
All
all
right,
I have.
that's
That's
it?
the last thing I have. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll move on to board member comments. Ms. Williams?
Mr. Chairman, I thought we advertised in the paper, we was gonna take comments tonight on the budget. We advertised in the paper.
We did. Is anyone here to comment on the budget?
I just,
25, 26. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams, for.
yeah, I just had some questions about it myself.
Mr. Williams, I think we'll address that at the.
We'll speak about it at the retreat several times. I mean, we'll have 2 days to talk about it if you want, or you can.
Well, I think what we'll do, why don't we get, before we go into your comments, why don't we get date, make sure we're confirmed on dates. I'd like to set a work session sometime either next week if we can get that.
Next week.
If not, look the following week.
Well, the board retreat is scheduled right now for Thursday the 13th and Thursday the 20th. 13th will be, first day will be the administrators and such, and second day, will be the school board office, central office staff, and as well as myself. Next week for a board work session. I'm all right Tuesday or Wednesday.
Is anybody available Tuesday at 9? Any objection to that? Okay, we'll set a work session Tuesday at 9. That's the 28th. All right, and then just to confirm, we've got school board retreat set for the 13th.
13th and 20th.
13th and 20th, and then we have the regular school board meeting is that at 4:30?
Would be on the 20th at 4:30.
All right.
We'll follow that full day.
Yeah, is everybody good with those dates?
And we'll also have our monthly meeting with the Board of Supervisors, 2 Board of Supervisors members that first Wednesday of the month, February 5th at 1.
All right. All right. I think that sets that. Mr. Williams, back to you, sir.
Well, I still had some questions on the budget.
Okay.
Is the budget, have you prepared the budget yet? Is it ready for,
No, sir, I've got, we just got the calc tools. I can give you some preliminary stuff, but I've not gone in and done, included raises or anything like that at this time yet.
I just want to make sure, we went around to all the schools back in the fall, and they had a lot of requests. And I just wonder how many of them requests will be in your new budget.
Again, during the February meetings, we can go through that, or the work session, we'll be able to.
Yeah, we'll set that as agenda item. Just, I think what we can do is set that as an agenda item on the first work session, just to hit any high points. Dr. RBS usually, what we normally do is during those 2 weeks, the administrators come and repeat those requests, have additional requests that they may have, and we address those. So.
And if there's something that the board members want to make sure that we see in there, you need to let me know, and we'll make sure to get it in there.
Okay. Oh, I'd just like to congratulate all of our students' accomplishments this last couple of months, and one's going now, wish them well, and that's all I have to say tonight.
Interesting.
Well, I tell you, there's always two sides to everything, everybody. And I'm not gonna make excuses. I was elected to do what I thought was right. And there's some things, listen, let me talk. There's some things going, I'm not out of order. It's my turn to speak. You don't want to hear what I've got to say.
Right now, please respect the board and let Mr. Williams speak.
I'm not gonna drag him, I'm not gonna sling mud tonight or something. But there was some things going on in our school system. I was elected to stand up when I think something's wrong, and I've stood up. I'm standing up now, and we'll continue standing on for what's the best interest of all of our kids. There's some things in our, ma'am, I've got the floor.
Please keep order.
There's some things going on in our school system that I stood up about. Some of them we can't discuss publicly. But I'm not going to sling mud tonight. He's done a lot of good things in our school system. I admit that. But it's just time for a new superintendent, a new leader, new leadership.
Please keep order. Please keep order.
Well, November's coming quick here.
All right. Ms. Price.
So I typically, I drafted some things that I have not memorized, so forgive me for not making eye contact. I typically would try my very best. I typically try to use this time to acknowledge the success of our students or our staff, and to offer all of the heartfelt thanks to the people who keep our schools moving forward since our last meeting. I do still feel that way. Those things are very important. Congratulations to everybody that's out there killing it. I am so proud of the school system most of the time. But today I feel like using this time differently. And first I want to thank every person who took the time to show up here today. A lot of you are parents, you've worked all day, you have other activities you could be at, and I recognize the time and dedication that you've put in just to coming out here, coming to this meeting to show your support. It's actually a beautiful statement to the work that this man has done over his incredible career. How fortunate we are to have had him at the helm all these years, and how proud you all, his family, must really be. Today I want to let the teachers, parents, and staff know that I'm sorry for the turmoil and unease you have felt over the last few days, maybe even months. Your jobs are already hard enough without rumors, uncertainty, and unanswered questions adding to that burden. I recognize that. You should be able to feel confident in the competence and motivations of your leadership in your buildings and in this building here. You should feel confident in the motivations of the leadership of this board. And based on the calls, messages, emails of concern that I have received recently from folks all over this county, as a generalization, it seems many do not. And for that, I am sorry. That hurts my soul. I stepped onto this board with high hopes and expectations of what we would all accomplish together. I want to ask our entire community, starting with the people in this room and sitting on this panel, can we please stop the infighting, the us versus them, the language that I see on social media? Those things are not helpful, but I know everyone needs an outlet, so I pass no judgment. I recognize that we are, and that we can be, and I pray everyone in here and at home watching agrees that we can be and will be one successful, united county producing incredible young minds into the world. No matter what happens or what we agree or disagree with, we must keep our focus on the children. And as I think Ms. Wheeler gave a nod to, they are in fact our biggest asset and the stakeholders of our very future. So please, let's be the leaders that they need and so greatly desire. Dr. Arbogast, thank you for all you have done over the years. I am only sorry I did not have more time to find ways to collaborate with you. That's all.
Well, as you all know, I get emotional about some of this stuff, so just bear with me. To sit there and figured it up to 7 years I've been on the board, 12 meetings a year. Excuse me. This will be the 85th time I've said this. I'm going to continue to say it. But thank you, Dr. Arbogast, Ms. Mustang, Dr. Brown, and Ms. Amanda for all you do. We couldn't do it without you. I don't know how we're going to do it without you, Dr. Arbogast. With that being said, I echo what Ms. Price said. Thank you all for coming and expressing your thoughts. It's very thoughtful. It shows how you love Dr. Arbogast. We all do. And I didn't have a speech wrote out like she did. I probably should have. It might have been a little easier, but personally, I want to thank you, sir, for the 7 years I've been here. It's been great working with you. Like Nicole said and Mr. Wright said, and I told Mr. Buckner on the phone Sunday, it's time for our county to unite. There's too much hatred between the two schools. It's time to unite. And I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm done. The reason I didn't okay your retirement, because there's only one way to fix this. That's for the rest of the board to refuse it and let you serve out the rest of your contract.
Yes.
But from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it, and good luck to you in the future, whatever it holds. I hope you're very successful, and I know you will be. You're a great man, and thanks for all you've done for our school system. Thank you. I'm done, Louis. Go ahead.
Don't think Ms. Gwen has anything to say. And again, I don't think you want to listen to anything I have to say, so to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Bell.
Yes, motion, can I get a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.